What was your experience with previous digital marketing companies?
I hired one kid that was like, he had like a lead generating kid online on some groups that are targeted towards electricians. And they were supposed to do like an AdWords campaign for me. And it like and that one just drug out for 2.5 months.
Wow.
And there was always like some reason, or what have you. And so like I fired him. He was at least stand up about it when he got the memo from my bank that we were taking the money back. He's like,
Yeah.
hey man, he at least messaged me. He's like, hey, I'm not disputing the charge back. Like I F this up. And like he actually apologized and took responsibility for things not being managed well. Then there was a guy that was a referral that was supposed to build me a website and some funnels. And because he was like a personal referral, it's the only reason I hired him. And I didn't keep my eyes on him because I was like, oh, well, he's a friend of a friend. It's going to be good, right?
That's even worse.
It is even worse. And so as a rule now, I'll never hire anybody. Like I don't deal with personal referrals. We don't do it. I'd rather have to find somebody online and screen them myself. And because then they're motivated, there's no underlying BS. So then I hired the third shop, and I had referrals to a couple, and one guy like delayed my meeting. He pushed it back a week because he said he was like waiting on his team for some analytics data. So they could and then he didn't have anything to show me.
Oh no.
And then all the marketing agencies that I had talked to and interviewed at that point, because I kept looking to big companies, that target hub service companies. Every one of them would show you like a slide deck that's like, okay, so here's slide 1. And it's like their logo, and slide 2, some clip art of like a website that's not yours. And then slide 3, oh, here's Google. Here's Google. Here's a GeoGrid. Like, okay, guys, I know what the fuck that is, and I know where to get them. I know which vendors I can get them for right now. I can tell you out of like the 4 that come to mind, which one's the cheapest way to get the thing done. Like whip-de-doo-dah. And basically the whole slide deck from everybody is always the same. Like, we'll do your Google Maps for you. We'll do your LSA for you. We'll run some ads for you. We'll do your SEO, and we'll make you a website. And then the last page is, and here's how we're going to charge you a pile of money for it. And like, I kind of knew it. Oh, and some of the guys would be like, oh, we've got our own proprietary CMS. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I don't like that. Without knowing from others yet, but just from the tech background, I'm like, well, proprietary means I'm not moving it anywhere.
Yeah.
We can't leave.
Yeah.
So I immediately am like, all right, you didn't create it because you needed a better one. You create this stuff because you need to box me in. And then, my suspicion was it's not even their CMS. They're just buying a white label product. And then since it's their proprietary thing, well, we're not going to tell you that it's really data. And you could port the damn thing out, but no, sorry. Like, you just want to scrape the pages. Have fun with that. Like, that's their game.
Yeah.
So,
Fortunate truth, that is the game.
and then the one dude that flaked on me on the first meeting, on the second one, his pitch was half baked. And I think he was coming at me of like, okay, well, it'll be like $2,000 a month. And like, I think the website was $12,000. So yeah, 1,000 of it per month for a year was payment on the website. And then the other $1,000 was going towards them doing some mythical marketing, SEO. I'd rather people just tell me $20,000 up front, and it's going to take us a year to get you a result. Like, that would be more palatable than this. Let's charge you a subscription fee because you're going to quit before the end of it. And you're going to get sick of paying the fee. And then the final company that I went with had tons of reviews in online forums for service business, was referred to me by another vendor. And so like, all right, cool. They should be good. And their pitch was a little different. They actually showed me a little bit of what they did. And I was like, okay, fine. Just like, here's my money. Let's go. And they screwed up in the first month. They published my personal phone number.
Oh, I remember you telling me that.
And I'm like,
oh man,
that should have been my sign. Okay, fire them right now. This is a critical error. You guys clearly don't have the procedures in place to stop yourselves from like, I gave you my personal cell phone number so you would be able to access me, not so that you could publish it to a directory system to make my business show up in 40 different locations so you can give me citations to my GMB. Great, thanks. By the way, I could have done that myself.
Yeah.
For at most $100. So 3 months in, they're like, every week they give me a status report, but never anything to show for it. And then I'm like, all right, you guys are doing other stuff, right? Oh yeah, totally. And I would get a backlink report. And after like 2 months of that, I'm like, all right, what do you do? What's the point of making backlinks to my top level domain? And there's 1,200 of them, but they come from 3 IP addresses. Like, I'm pretty sure Google knows better than, but the average customer doesn't know that.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. If this interview is going to be like seen by my business owners, it's fucking bullshit. All right. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
And then there's other signals I won't talk about on here. You and I've talked about, and I was in a meeting once with other business owners, all electrical owners, and my mentor, he almost let it out. He started to say the maps thing, and I just shot him this look like, "What are you doing, dude? Like that signal's going to be worthless to us if everyone in the room knows what it is." Suddenly we're going to beat everyone, and we're going to be neck and neck with each other, and it's going to suck. Like, don't. And I think, and I don't know if he knew it. Like, it was like, oh, I can't tell anyone, or if it was like, shit, Ted, I just told Ted the winning sauce. Which I already knew it was the winning sauce because they weren't not deploying it. If your competitor keeps deploying it on more and more pages, it means it's working, usually, if they're any good at what they're doing. So anyway.
What do you think business owners should look out for in a report being sent by their marketing company? What are the huge red flags, like the stats that marketing agencies are showing these companies?
Like their page rank. I don't care. If their report doesn't tie to your revenue directly, it's worthless. If they can't tell you how many phone calls they're producing, how many chatbot inquiries, like how many people have actually done something, and frankly, if all they do is interact with your site, they don't call you, it's worthless. And so somewhere along the food chain, like, your agency sucks.
That's the only answer. I love that you said that.